Let's take a closer look at the financial web woven inside Thornton Township, because even though Tiffany Henyard has been removed from her position, the mess left behind hasn't exactly cleaned itself up. If you thought the drama stopped with her exit, think again. The numbers tell a different story, and frankly, they're disturbing. Let's start with the current trustees: Mary Avant, Chris Gonzalez, Valeria Stubbs, and Byron Stanley. According to official records, each of them is pulling in an annual salary of $14,710. That might sound normal on the surface, but the problem lies in the details. According to the township's salary schedule, only one of these trustees is actually supposed to be making that amount, and that's Chris Gonzalez. Why? Because he's in his second term? The salary schedule is structured to increase with each term of service. The other three, Avant, Stubbs, and Stanley, are all first-term trustees, which means their paychecks should reflect the entry-level trustee salary of $11,195. So why are they getting an extra $3,515 a year? It may not sound like a fortune, but multiply that by 3, and you've got over $10,000 in excess payouts every year. That's taxpayer money being handed out like candy with no real justification. And then there's Robert Hunt, Thornton Township's finance director. This man has survived multiple administrations, including the controversial reigns of both Tiffany Henyard and Frank Zuccarelli. Despite all the turnover and public scrutiny, Hunt is still sitting comfortably in his role, collecting a hefty annual salary of $116,455. Now, for someone with finance director in their title, you'd expect him to have some answers when it comes to the township's financial matters, right? Wrong. When a recent request was made regarding the tentative budget for the upcoming fiscal year, Hunt didn't respond with transparency. Instead, he redirected the inquiry to Clerk Casey Nesbitt, effectively dodging responsibility. Which begs the question, what exactly does Hunt do to justify that six-figure salary? And if he's not willing to field budget questions, what is the point of having a finance director? Speaking of Clerk Casey Nesbitt, let's talk about her role. She's not just the township clerk, she also acts as the FOIA officer responsible for processing Freedom of Information Act requests. Her salary? $17,825 per year. Now, she claims this figure is in line with the official salary schedule, but when she was asked to provide the relevant documentation, she only included her own salary. That's right, no full salary schedule, no context, just a single page. With her personal pay listed, that's not transparency, that's a smokescreen. And when you're the FOIA officer, transparency should be your entire job description. Let's move down the line to Highway Commissioner Antoine Russell. His case is even more blatant. Russell is currently receiving $27,519, annually almost $10,000. More than what the salary schedule says a first-term commissioner should earn, which is $17,825. The overpayment is not a rounding error, it's a deliberate jump. And yet nobody in the administration has offered an explanation. Either the rules are being ignored entirely, or someone is rewriting them behind closed doors. Then we have Assessor Cassandra Stahn as another elected official. She doesn't have a vote on the board, but she's still pulling in a sizable salary of $53,716 per year. Unlike the others, her compensation hasn't raised as many red flags, at least not publicly. There's a chance her pay might be in line with expectations, but the truth is, no one has confirmed it. With all the other financial discrepancies, her salary deserves a closer look too. Now let's shift to a more familiar name, Heath Price. For those who've followed Thornton Township's drama over the years, that name might ring a bell. Price is the manager of the township's food pantry in Harvey, and he was once seen as a loyal Henyard insider. These days, he's managed to keep a low profile, but his paycheck? Not so modest. Price earns a whopping $72,219 per year just to oversee the food pantry. That's more than some department heads in larger cities. His tone has softened, his public appearances have mellowed out, and he's been flying under the radar lately. Could it be that his cushy salary is the reason for the change? He might not be in Henyard's circle anymore, He's definitely still benefiting from the system she helped shape. So what does this all mean? Tiffany Henyard might be gone, but the financial mismanagement continues. In fact, you could argue that her exit has made the cracks in the foundation even more visible. With all this shady accounting and questionable salaries, we have to ask, was Tiffany the sole villain in this story? Maybe not. It's easy to make her the scapegoat, and let's be clear, she brought a lot of the chaos on herself. But clearly, she wasn't the only one treating public funds like monopoly money, as the saying goes. How the money resides, and right now, money seems to be residing in a lot of questionable places. There's a public hearing scheduled for Tuesday, July 22nd at 5 p.m. This meeting will address the township's proposed budgets for the general fund, general assistance, and the road and bridge fund. These are the backbone accounts that keep basic services running, given everything we've just unpacked. This hearing deserves more than a passing glance. It needs public oversight, transparency, and above all, accountability. If you're local, show up. If you're not, pay attention online. These budget meetings are where the real decisions get made. But wait, this story has another twist. Remember when there was all that noise about getting Napoleon Harris into office? There was a massive gym rally, media coverage, and loud community action. Tiffany Henyard claimed they locked her and her supporters out of the event, making it sound like some political conspiracy. She made a big fuss, crying foul, and many rolled their eyes. People thought she was just being dramatic, trying to make everything about her. Guess what?
Right.
It worked. Napoleon Harris ended up getting exactly what he wanted, a powerful position in the township. And now, Napoleon is sitting comfortably, raking in a township salary that exceeds $200,000. Let's not forget he's already pulling in nearly $89,000. From his other roles, that's a combined income that most working-class residents in Thornton Township can only dream of. While residents worry about food, rent, and rising utility costs, township officials like Harris are living the good life on public money. The irony. Harris was supposed to represent a new direction, a break from the Henyard era. But all that's really changed is the name on the paycheck, so here we are. Thornton Township post-Henyard, but still knee-deep in financial drama. It's a classic. Case of new management, same mess. The salaries don't match the rules. The people in charge aren't transparent. And the public is left to wonder where their money is going. If you've made it this far, consider this your call to action. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and more importantly, stay informed. Stories like these don't go away just because one person steps down. And to those trying to spin this as some anti-black woman narrative, let's be real. This isn't about gender or race. It's about power and misuse of public trust. If you're mismanaging funds, if you're lying to the people, if you're treating a township like your personal piggy bank, you should be called out. Period. And to the person who had the nerve to thank Tiffany Henyard after all this, come here. Say that one more time. Loud. Let everyone hear it, because you sound ridiculous. In the end, accountability isn't about taking sides, it's about standing up for what's right. And right now, Thornton Township needs a lot more of that.